way of meditation.
I would love to learn more.
Meditation, everybody do meditation in their home. Meditation is also two kind. One is for normal life, and one is for spiritual power gaining.
Yes. Okay.
That way.
That's the right
you
one.
do a normal one.
Exactly.
If you need a spiritual power gaining,
I would
there
love
is
to
there
learn.
is some mantras. If you pray that mantra for 10,000 times, 25 times, that will be siddhi.
This is the right place for me to be. Maybe it could be that in a previous life I was a sadhu that also stayed here. Within the spiritual community and here in India, for sure that is still the case, but I also mean much more in the West. Like in the West we don't really value these things in society that much anymore. It's all disappearing, it's all fleeting. We are sitting here and he's teaching and everybody is surrounding us like apostles. So I'm very grateful for having spent this time and learned from you and having this opportunity. So I want to thank you. We'll stay in touch. Bye. So this was my last morning working in this in my internet cafe. I'm gonna have to say goodbye.
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 Visit again.
I will definitely visit again.
Very cool.
And it's been really a pleasure to meet you guys. And
Jai Shri Mahakal.
this guy is truly amazing. Like he's continuously shouting and playing. Jai Shri Mahakal.
Jai Shri Mahakal. Har Mahadev. Har Mahadev.
Perfect. Amazing.
Visit again.
Yes, I will definitely visit again. Thanks guys. We'll visit again. Jai Shri Mahakal.
Jai Shri Mahakal.
I'll quickly walk you to the hotel of Shubham to show you a little bit like the conditions that they're living in. Of course, there's already been quite some videos of us partying in the back office. It's like this little alley going in here, which is a bit dirty. It doesn't smell too good, but hey, can't have it all. And then it's like this next to a train track, a real wet track. Where there's continuously trains passing by that are like honking. Like in the middle of the night, it's like you get like this extremely loud honk. And then they do a little bit of construction here. And now we're into Jai Shri Mahakal. How are you guys doing? And then my room is all the way up. This is my place. Basically one big bed, which I use, it's two persons, which one of them I use for all my stuff. It's a bit of a mess. And this is all fine and the bed is comfortable, but when I arrived, a little bit the biggest shock, and sorry Shubham and Nitin if I'm showing this, but I hope it doesn't discourage other guests. But and now it's quite much better because they cleaned it. But it was really like the toilet was full of all kinds of disgusting stuff, and it smelled a bit. It was probably the toughest part of staying in Ujjain. All the very bad sanitary provisions. But hey, that's India for you. Can't have it all. Okay, let's put some stuff together in order to prepare for the ashram day. So there we are on the road. Feeling really quite excited about today. Got it all wiped clean, no appointments, nothing that can disturb what's coming. Full day at the Sadhu Ashram. Beautiful day. Feeling amazing. Very excited about what I'm going to learn today. Perfect. Like and subscribe.
Jai Shri Mahakal.
Jai Shri Mahakal. Jai Shri Mahakal.
Jai Shri Mahakal. How are you?
Here we are. I'm really good.
Okay.
It's a beautiful day. Are you guys?
Yeah, we are also same as yesterday. Very good.
Same as yesterday. Nice.
Very good.
Very good. 2028, all sadhus from India. they
Yeah,
come
also
here.
in every 12 year,
Mhm.
it will be a Kumbh Mela in here.
Kumbh Mela.
Yeah, it was a big, really big thing, right, for us.
I've
So
heard.
yeah, so in Ujjain it will be only in 12 year. So in 2021 there is Kumbh in Ujjain.
Okay, 21.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was in 25 there is in Allahabad, Prayagraj, Allahabad.
Yes, yes. It's like the four cities amongst the four rivers, right?
Yeah, yes. Nasik, Allahabad, Ujjain, and Haridwar.
Yes.
You want to be a chela, you want to be a sannyasi. So in that time we can be a sannyasi. We can be a proper sannyasi. Otherwise we cannot be a proper sannyasi if we did not attend the Kumbh, because there is a most thing that as a Sanatan we have to sacrifice by rule of Sanatan.
Okay.
So for that without Kumbh you cannot be a sadhu.
Okay. So this is like a special moment where new people are initiated.
Yeah, because that is the moment. Otherwise, no new people cannot be a sadhu.
Okay.
Without Kumbh Snan, without Sai Snan,
Okay.
they cannot be a sadhu.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is the thing. So for new generation also, it is the most important thing. Include to me also.
Because for you it
Yeah.
means passing on,
Yeah.
of course.
It was if we come here, you will see beautiful moment, because now this Chitra Nadi, it was the water of Chitra Nadi, it is not good now. But in that time, you will find that it was like a mineral water.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It will get clearer?
And Ujjain will be means it was different. It is a big thing that will be happening only 12 years in Ujjain.
Okay, so we just had a nice little conversation inside. Learning about sannyasi, which is like the life of renunciation, which you usually do in your fourth stage, like when you're a bit older. But this is a place where you could do that kind of phase in your life if you're invited. So he said I could come if I wanted. Name?
Hari.
Hari.
Hariharapuri ji.
Hari. Hari. Okay. Hari, I will remember.
This person is 10 years tapasya in no eating food.
Okay? 10 years no eating of food. But now is. Jai Shri
इंटरव्यू
Mahakal.
महाराज
क्या बोल रही है मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया आई एम नॉट इंग्लिश
Not English? No.
नो ओनली फॉर हिंदी
No, but this is okay. Speak well.
इंटरव्यू
इंटरव्यू अब इनको हिंदी नहीं आती मेरे को इंग्लिश नहीं आती इंटरव्यू कैसे देंगे
यू नो
भोजन
भोजन कर नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू
Yeah, I can sit. Let's have some lunch. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna wait around here a little bit till the other priest is coming. The guy that invited me to teach, to learn from him. But apparently he is outside of the ashram and he should be coming back. So I'll just stay here in the place where I had my lovely meditation yesterday. And I can maybe give you a short update on what it was that kind of came through when I was meditating and trying to connect to this place. And that basically connected to what the priest or what Harish told me about the priest in Kollegala, which he translated as I might have been like a priest or a spiritual teacher in a previous life that remained mostly in Ujjain, and that me just being attracted and coming to this place, for me it felt then it's probably most likely, if this is where I end up in all of this synchronistic flow of everything already, this is the right place for me to be. And when the other priest told me about all these little temples for the higher ranking sadhus that stayed in this ashram, I started to kind of like think in that meditation that maybe it could be that in a previous life I was a sadhu that also stayed here. I don't dare to say that I would be any of these people, but that's just how the thought connected. And more like me, like it started to realize that me reconnecting to this place and having like all of these wonderful opportunities to go to these super ancient and important places for the Vedic culture, where I was giving my insights, sharing my interpretations and things that I want to share through my channel. That it just worked out that those were like the perfect historical context for the things that I wanted to talk about, like the Sandipani Ashram talking about the avatar, the coming avatar of Vishnu for the end times, and like the Astronomical Observatory talking about the correlation with the Nemesis X object planet visiting us in the sky, and the kind of cataclysms and civilization resets that come with these kinds of sky events. And then also here at the river, where I had this really nice insight of understanding how these big water bodies can rid us of our negative emotions, negative energies. So it was like this beautiful opportunity to be in this place where I could share all these things in this time of my YouTube channel taking off and really starting to trust that I'm able to reach a crowd and to build an audience online, and to like amidst that development, and also at the very same day that I learned and I visited this ashram, learned about this ashram, and I got this whole first interaction that Friday, was also the very same moment around those time that my YouTube channel met all the requirements for monetization. So it was a beautiful new synchronicity that also played into that insight, that meditation. And the thing that I have been experiencing here, like the way that I have been treated as like, by just walking around with a stupid camera, the way that people treat you as a celebrity, I felt it was kind of stunning that in this backwards day and age that we're living in is actually gaining more respect from people, and people look more up to it than priests that are residing here in these kinds of ashrams that really dedicate their life to something truly spiritual, which is something that I feel is much more to be respected than having a YouTube channel. But it also started to dawn on me that that is something, of course, that I can also use to my advantage, because even the people here in this ashram, the sadhus, they really love YouTube, and they're really eager, like asking already a few times now, when is the video dropping, when can we see the video of you being here, and having huge social media groups, also communities like Facebook groups, I think, or WhatsApp groups, I don't know, of sadhus from all over India that they are connected with, which they would be willing, they already offer that, to share my video with once it comes out. And that just gave me like this beautiful epiphany of like penetrating a spiritual community like that through this medium and sharing what I believe is like a unifying view on what spirituality is and can mean for people in their lives, by connecting and penetrating a community like this and then sharing it around, and then doing that several times over, maybe trying to do that in different spiritual communities in different continents with different contexts and different backgrounds all over the world, building like this connecting platform in where I can learn more and I can deepen my understanding of what I'm talking about, enriching it with everything that I learned from all these different places, and then penetrating all these different groups and basically bringing them together through my platform, or letting them all know that they have something that just connects, like that they're all doing very similar ways in their own practice, in their own approach. I think that could just be like an amazing concept for using this platform that I'm building. And to then circle back to the inside, maybe it's one of these priests that remained here back in that time, back in the glory days. I don't know which lifetime, which day and age it was, but in the glory days of being highly revered as a priest and really super look up to, like within the spiritual community and here in India, for sure that is still the case. But I also mean much more in the West. Like in the West, we don't really value these things in society that much anymore. It's all disappearing, it's all fleeting. But by me being maybe a teacher from this place back then, now reconnecting with that previous life as that teacher and understanding that by being here, that this is the way that I should use the platform that I'm building. I think that's the most important thing that had to happen here. that realization and that experience with these people. And it's just everything that I wish for. That's my dream life. If I could achieve that and put myself to work on that kind of mission. So yeah, that's the big reveal, I think, for what had to happen here and what I had to come to understand. Let's see if maybe my friend has arrived. In the meantime, I can maybe share a few things of what the priest was telling me yesterday. Like a few cool facts about this ashram. So basically, the guru in the back there that we've seen when we first entered, he's like the big boss here. Like he has developed a status of true meditation, of high ranking amongst the whole system of sadhus in all over India. And he basically is like a huge, well-known celebrity in that way, and people from all over the region come here to seek his help and ask for prayers and blessings and for the things that they want to achieve in life. And apparently it is so that within these gates he's basically only remaining. For him, he does not leave the gates. He just stays at his meditation stand over there, and this little bed and terrace over here. And he just spends his entire life, the rest of his life, just within these gates, and everything is being taken care of him, for him, by the priests that are working here, and they are maintaining the place, and it's basically one big intentional community working together. And these priests, what they do throughout their daily lives is morning ceremony. They wake up around 3 or 4 in the morning. They do meditation for 2 hours till 5, and then they start the morning practice, the morning pujas and blessings and those kinds of things until lunch. And from lunch onwards till like 4 o'clock they have free time, can do whatever they want, and they study mantras, they do meditation, they read scriptures, they clean, they help around, they can basically do whatever they like. And then at 4 o'clock, when the preparations for the Aarti are starting, they need to basically all get to work, and it takes like the entire evening to prepare it. Then they execute the Aarti on at 7 o'clock. So, good afternoon.
You finish your lunch?
Yes, I finished my lunch.
Take outside or you take here?
I take it in. I'm not going to be filming everything because it's not really like, there's a lot of gossiping and things. It's a little town, of course. People know and everything. Everybody's aware of what everybody's doing. So he said that it would be better not to film and to share too much. I can write about it. I can share it by talking about it later on. But it's better to keep things a little bit within these walls, which is a very normal and reasonable thing to ask, of course. So I'll just wait here. And, he's taking his book, and then we'll see what he can teach us. Not sure what's happening, cannot really follow. They definitely recognized him as one of the important priests from the ashram. And now I think they asked him for advice or something, or some kind of help. And now he's quoting some passages from the book that he took. I'm not sure maybe it's the Gita. It was the book with the mantras that he was wanting me to teach more about. It's quite special to walk this river with this guy, and he's like so extremely kind and gentle and friendly. It's really special soul. I'm blessed. This is beautiful. We are sitting here and he's teaching, and everybody is surrounding us like apostles. So we just finished that amazing session. I feel a bit tired. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody now, and then head home to pack my bag. Okay. He's not there? Sleeping. Maybe you could let him know then my gratitude for being here and learning everything. Did you understand the reason for me being here? Did you get it? Did you explain to you? No, because the reason I came to Ujjain was because a priest in Kolegala, the one that did me the malas, told me to go here. He did a birth chart reading on me, and he said that in a previous life I was some kind of spiritual teacher, and I spent one life maybe in Ujjain as well, and that I should go here to meet the guru, to meet somebody.
This guru is many times the gurus. This is the big gurus. We also pray every day, morning, evening, night. They are our gurus. And the up you see the Dattatreya, Trimurti, Dattatreya Maharaj. They are our Maharaj. Evening time, morning time, we pray them. Yes, Om Namo Narayana.
And it's actually beautiful that you did not know this, because I had the first interaction with the Guru and Damru, and it was a bit tough, and it actually turned out that you approached me and taught me these things. So
our duty is to serve our destiny. Okay, inside, what we can give, we give the people. This place is a temple. If you go inside the temple, you should get everything. You should be happy. Our works is to give happy to people. From which way we don't know, but
it just works out the right way. Amazing. So I'm very grateful for having spent this time and learned from you, and having this opportunity. So I want to thank you. We'll stay in touch.
yes. You should be always do for others and pray for God. This is the key. Pray for God, pray to God, do for others. This is the main thing. Nothing else. If you have, you do. If you don't have, you try to get and try to give. This is Kali Yuga. If you don't have, you try to get and you try to give.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
First
don't
you
have,
need
how
to-
you give?
Exactly.
You should forgiver. You should be taker first.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
And
We'll
we'll
keep
stay
in touch. We'll keep in touch. No problem.
And Baba is
Outside you can go.
outside. I can
Outside
just
you pray.
just on
You'll
his.
see from inside. On camera.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Have a good time. Okay.
Thank you very
Any
much for
problem? You
everything.
just chat.
Bye. Okay. So it was really like the few shots that I was able to make in the meantime, when all the people were surrounding us, sitting around next to the river, in the moments in between, he was able to explain me how actually mantras are supposed to be worked with and how they can help you to gain power, and how to use these malas, these necklaces, these beads in the right way to support you in your meditation. And he had this little booklet which was like full of all kinds of mantras, both good and bad, like also mantras that could send harm up to people, towards people. Which is then the black magic, as we've seen and witnessed, or as we know from the trip to Caligula. But the good mantras are the ones that you can use for yourself to gain more power. So with each meditation on a mantra and then following the 108 beads on your mala all the way down, like counting them, using them as a counting system, and then the mantras that he gave me, it's like the starting point, but you can build up different, go through that whole booklet, and the more mantras that you accumulate over time in your meditations, the more power you are harnessing in yourself, in your body. You're purifying your soul and you're dialing into that frequency signature, and you gain spiritual power because of it. And these really big, high-ranking gurus and sadhus, they have dedicated like years and years, decennia of their lives to do all these kinds of mantra meditations, and they can, with the power, spiritual power that they have accumulated, they can basically help others, and with mantras, speaking them towards somebody both good and bad, and in that way help people. So that's the reason why people come from all over India to visit these gurus, which are basically like huge real estate magnates. They're like own billions worth of land. So that's basically the gist of what they told me. This is the amazing entrance of this beautiful ashram, this beautiful experience. Like, it all worked out. This guy is going to stay in touch with me, and he's going to teach me more mantras over time as I practice and develop my habit, my meditation skills. And basically the prophecy or the message of the priest in Caligula fully came true. I found my guru here, which is like, oh, very beautiful. Very beautiful in how it played out and how the whole thing developed. And now it's time to pack the bag, go to Kathmandu, meet my loved girlfriend, fiancé, and have some amazing time together. But also there we're going to meet, of course, see if we can get into that special temple, which apparently only is for Hindus, but maybe Damru, the initial priest that got a bit upset, can get us in. There's some kind of special look inside that temple. Can't wait. Okay, signing out. Ciao. Join the Yours to Source email course today, subscribe to my mailing list, and ensure you never miss a step on this journey of spiritual growth. Your path to aligning with Source and discovering how it wants to express itself through you begins here.